Alrighty, we're back with lesson 7, and today we're still subtracting, but we're subtracting across zeros. Now this gets kind of tricky, so I hope you pay attention. All right, here we go. Sometimes subtraction involves minuends that have zeros. Okay, let's get right into it. Example 1. Each 4th grade class has a goal to collect 5,100 pennies for charity. How many more pennies do the 4th graders in Mrs. Blake's class need to reach their goal? So Mrs. Blake's class has collected so far 3,520, but their goal is 5,100. So I'm going to subtract 5,100 minus 3,520. So let's go through the steps of that, okay? They have color-coded each place value, so ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So we're going to work through those steps, okay? So the first column that I subtract from is always the smallest column, or the smallest place valued column. So in this case, I've got the ones place, so I've got 0 minus 0. Well, that is super duper easy. That's just 0, okay? Now, in my next column, though, I have 0 minus 2. Now, 0 is smaller than 2, so I have to regroup. So I'm going to say this 1 is now going to turn into a 0 because I took 1 away from it. And when I took that 1 away from that, that's like adding 1 to the front of this number. So now that becomes 10. So I took 10 hundreds away. So I'm going to add those 10 hundreds over here. So 10 hundreds plus 0 is just 10, okay? Or 10 tens, I'm sorry. I took 10 tens away from the hundreds place. I said that, I was getting ahead of myself. Okay, so 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay, now I'm on to my next column. 0 minus 5. 0 is less than 5, so I have to regroup. Now I'm going to take 10 hundreds away from the thousands place and make it a 4. And I'm going to add those 10 hundreds over here, so now I have 10 hundreds left, okay? So now I have 10 minus 5, which is 5. Then I have 4 minus 3, which is 1. So Mrs. Blake needs 1,580 more pennies. We're going to, there it went. Never fails, the camera falls. Okay. I hope I can provide you guys some comedic relief because I'm not trying to be funny, but things just keep happening. Okay, so let's try this again to check. I'm going to say 1,580, which is my answer, plus my subtrahend should equal my minuend. So let's add it up. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 2 is 10, carry the 1. 5 plus 5 plus 1 is 11. Put my 1 up here, okay? 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5. So I get 5,100. So my answer is correct. Now, if you got confused, never fear. We're going to work through some more together. Okay? Moving along. Excuse me. Example 2. There were 30,090 fans at the stadium on Saturday. The next Saturday, there were 22,977 fans. How many more means to subtract. How many more fans were at the stadium on the first Saturday than the second Saturday? So I have to find 30,090 minus 22,977, okay? They give you the steps right here, but I'm just gonna kind of work through them over here, okay? Here we go. I cannot do 0 minus 7 because 0 is less than 7. So I have to regroup. I take 1 of my tens from over here, so this becomes 8 tens, and this becomes 1 10 because it's just adding to 0, okay? So 10 minus 7 is 3. 8 minus 7 is 1, okay? Now here's where it gets kind of crazy. I can't do 0 minus 9, right? It doesn't work, so I have to regroup. This would become a 10, but I can't borrow from this one over here. So I have to think of this number as a 30 and borrow 1 away from it and turn it into 29, okay? So let me kind of show you that again. I've got two zeros beside each other. I needed to borrow or regroup with this 0. Since you can't take anything away from 0, you then have to look at it as the next two numbers. So that is a 30. So taking one away from 30 would make it a 29. So I just put my digits in the place value, the different place values. Okay, now I can subtract. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 2 is 7. 2 minus 2 is nothing. So 7,113. Okay, that may not be the exact way that they showed you through these steps. That's why I kind of skipped them. I like to look at the two digits together and just do one less than the two digits together. It kind of makes more sense. I mean, it does to me. All right, so 30,090 minus 22,977 is 7,113, and there were 7,113 more fans than the first Saturday. Now, I want to check my problem. I always like to check my work just to be sure, because like you've seen, Miss Mylan makes mistakes too. So let's add my subtrahend with my answer. So I've got 22,977 plus 7,113. So now let me add that up. 7 plus 3 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 7 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 plus 7 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So I got 30,090, which is exactly what my minuend was, 30,090. So I know I did it right, okay? Now let's do the problems at the bottom of the page. And I'm going to rewrite those problems on notebook paper using the columns like I showed you before. 1, because I like to do that to keep everything lined up. And 2, because I'm afraid my problems are a little too close to the bottom of the screen. So I'm just going to sit this up here and I'm going to rewrite the problems on notebook paper. Okay, so I've got 2003. Remember, every place value gets its own column on the page, minus 1,154. Okay, so let me subtract. 3 is less than 4, so I have to regroup. Okay, 3 is less than 4, so 3 becomes a 13. Can't take from 0, can't take from double 0, but can I take from 200? Yes. If I take 1 away from 200, it becomes 199. Okay? So now I'm going to say 13 minus 4 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. And 1 minus 1 is 0. I don't have to write the 0 at the beginning. Okay? So again, when you're regrouping, you can't take from 0, so you look at the digit before it. That became a double 0. Well, that didn't work either, so I had to look at the 3 digits. So I say, oh, that says 200. When I take 1 away from 200, I get 199, okay? And then I can subtract. Now, I always want to check, though, to be sure that I did this right. So I'm going to say 1,154 plus 849. 4 plus 9 is 13. Carry the 1. 1 plus 5 plus 4 is 10. Carry the 1. 8 plus 1, or 1 plus 1 plus 8 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I got 2003. 2003 is the same as 2003. So I must be right. Okay. Let's try the very last one on the page, on this page, number 2, which is 8,000 minus 3,502. Okay? So I can't say 0 minus 2 because that doesn't work. 0 is less than 2. So I'm going to regroup. I'm going to turn my 0 into a 10. And when I got that 10 away from here, can't take it away from here. I have a double 0, so I can't take it away from there. So I have to look at this 3-digit number of 800. What is 1 less than 800? 799. Okay? So 9 minus 0. Oh, hold on. Got to go back and do this part first. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4,498. Let's see if we're right. I'm going to take my subtrahend, and it is 3,502. I'm going to add to it my answer, which is 4,498. See how I kept every place value lined up. 2 plus 8 is 10, carry the 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 5 plus 4 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 3 plus 4 is 8. 8,000 equals 8,000, so my answer is correct, okay? You are going to do the independent practice on this page, on page 101, and you're going to do the problems on the back on page 102. When you finish that, you need to do the self-check for chapter 2, lesson 7, okay? If you don't do as well as you think you should on the first try, go back, redo some more problems, get some more practice, and then go back and try it again. You always get 2 chances. I will be back here tomorrow with lesson 8. Goodbye.